These tiny tractors might look like children's toys due to their small size, but they actually helped American agriculture advance by leaps and bounds. Today, we'll discover 10 of the smallest American tractors whose existence you probably never suspected, and which have forever marked the history of American agriculture. The Farmall Cub. International Harvester introduced the Farmall Cub in 1947, but its true golden age extended through the 1950s, 60s, and even 70s. More than 3 decades of production means that many people learned to drive on one of these little red marvels, powered by a C64-cylinder engine developing about 9.25 horsepower at the drawbar. The Cub was specifically designed to excel on small farms, gardens, and orchards. Its compact footprint of about 60 inches wide allowed it to navigate tight spaces, a valuable feature when farmland was divided into smaller plots or when families cultivated small areas. Another distinctive feature was the offset engine design. By slightly shifting the driver's seat to the right, the Farmall offered a clear line of sight to the row being worked. Cultivation and planting became much easier when you could see exactly what the front wheels and implements were doing. The cultural significance of this tractor cannot be overstated. It represented the democratization of Deere's quality engineering, bridging the gap between professional agricultural machines and the amateur gardener. Contemporary collectors treat the 110 as a valuable piece of Americana. Find one at a tractor show or observe a neighbor who still mows with it, and the memories come flooding back. The purr of the engine on a summer afternoon, the sense of pride in owning equipment bearing the famous Deere name. All things considered, the John Deere 110 embodies the best of nostalgic small tractor culture, which naturally explains its position at the top of this list. Whether they were designed to work small farm plots, suburban lawns, or just about anything in between, they embodied marvels of American engineering and innovation. We hope this video has allowed you to revive our agricultural and suburban heritage. If you enjoyed this nostalgic journey through the 50s to the 80s, let us know which compact tractor you'd like to drive today. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to discover more vintage and fantastic machines. The John Deere 110. Unveiled in 1963, the John Deere 110 is widely recognized as the machine that propelled John Deere onto the flourishing lawn and garden tractor scene of the 1960s. Initially equipped with a 7-horsepower Kohler engine, the 110 quickly gained popularity, with later models reaching powers of 8, 10, and finally 11 horsepower. The concept was simple. It adapted Deere's agricultural expertise into a small, reliable tractor designed for private lawns and small-scale tasks. One of the highlights was its rear hitch system and the vast range of accessories offered: snowblowers, tillers, rotary mowers, and much more. Suddenly, weekend lawn maintenance was no longer limited to cutting grass. Owners could now perform basic landscaping, cultivate gardens, and even clear light snow, all with a single user-friendly green and yellow machine. For people who had always admired the John Deere brand but didn't own a large farm, it was a perfect entry point into the iconic world of the Deere and plow. The 110th remained in production with updates until the mid-70s, becoming a staple in suburban garages across America. Brand loyalty was remarkable. Many 110 owners eventually moved up to larger John Deere models as their needs expanded. Dedicated collectors can identify an original model at a glance by its distinctive rear end. Today, enthusiasts preserve and restore these tractors as prized antiques. Some go so far as to integrate modern improvements, more powerful engines, hydraulic systems, or even custom paint jobs. But fundamentally, the original Cub Cadet remains a snapshot of American ingenuity, an era when a simple but well-built garden tractor could transform gardening from a chore into a source of pride. The original Cub Cadet. International Harvester introduced the original Cub Cadet in 1961, directly targeting suburban homeowners who needed more than just a walk-behind mower, but not a full-fledged farm tractor. Equipped with a 7-horsepower Kohler K161 engine, the original Cub Cadet packed surprising power into a neat, compact chassis. This model was produced until 1963, and during that short period, IH managed to build more than 59,000 units, testifying to how quickly it captured the market. One of its major assets was its robust construction. Unlike many garden tractors using lighter stamped steel frames, the Cub Cadet featured a welded steel chassis strong enough to support soil-working implements. Owners quickly discovered they could clear snow, cultivate gardens, and even transport substantial loads without overtaxing the machine. Another notable element was its gear transmission, a robust design that outperformed many simpler belt systems of the era. This little powerhouse played a crucial role in shaping the modern lawn and garden tractor market. As urban sprawl accelerated in the 60s, families discovered they wanted a machine capable of mowing large lawns, helping with minor landscaping, and possibly cultivating a vegetable garden. The original Cub Cadet perfectly met these needs. The Economy Power King. Initially introduced by Engineering Products Company in 1946, the Economy brand gradually gained popularity in the 50s, 60s, and beyond. Often called Power King, these small tractors were known for their robust construction. Early models typically featured engines of about 12 to 14 horsepower from Briggs and Stratton or Kohler, connected to a simple belt and pulley drive system. While this power might seem modest, the Power King's torque and durability allowed it to accomplish tasks that many standard garden tractors simply couldn't handle. A major selling point was how easy these tractors were to maintain. Farmers and owners appreciated being able to service their Power King in their own garage, whether replacing belts, adjusting the carburetor, or even customizing accessories. The design encouraged self-reliance. One of the great attractions was its versatility. A Power King could handle small plows, rear tillers, blades for leveling earth or clearing snow, and various mowing decks. This adaptability made it a favorite for people with a few acres who needed just one versatile machine year-round. Its cultural impact stemmed from its affordability. Owning a mini tractor wasn't out of reach for an average working family. Although the brand name changed and evolved over the years, the legacy of Economy Power Kings endures, thanks to enthusiasts who keep these machines running. Vintage tractor shows often feature a range of freshly repainted Power Kings, each with a proud owner ready to share anecdotes about what they accomplish with this no-frills platform. For many, it's more than just a tractor. It's a piece of American manufacturing heritage that illustrates the practical spirit of the time. This approach resonated with landowners who didn't need or couldn't afford to acquire gigantic equipment. Today, the 330 is a prized collector's item. Enthusiasts pay top dollar for a well-preserved example, as it combines revered qualities: John Deere's iconic heritage and the rarity of limited production, two assets sought after by collectors. Nostalgia also plays a significant role. Spotting one offers a snapshot of a moment in American history when the concept of small but efficient was beginning to take hold. Rare, refined, and undeniably attractive, the 330 cements its place on any list of small American tractors worthy of commemoration. The John Deere 330. Built exclusively in 1959, the John Deere 330 is a rare gem in the world of two-cylinder tractors, with only about 844 units produced according to several historical records. Finding an original 330 on the market can be a real challenge. Under its distinctive green hood was a vertical two-cylinder engine of 91.3 cubic inches, generating about 18 horsepower at the belt. While 18 horsepower couldn't compete with modern specifications, it was more than enough for a compact utility tractor in the late 50s. John Deere's decision to integrate so much efficiency into a small chassis signaled a broader industry trend. Farmers and landowners were looking for increasingly versatile machines, capable of accomplishing a range of tasks without excessive bulk. With its three-point hitch, the 330 could handle light plowing, mowing, and general gardening tasks, making it a versatile tool for small farms or as an auxiliary for larger operations. Its style was simply classic: clean lines, bright colors, and an incomparable look. Although the 330 didn't experience the multi-decade production of more famous models like the John Deere A or B, it marked its era as a transition model. It demonstrated the brand's willingness to innovate in smaller segments rather than confining itself solely to large row crop designs. Over time, these tractors became collectors' favorites, appreciated for their simplicity and nostalgic charm. Many enthusiasts compare the role of the pony to that of the Farmall Cub, considering them parallel developments that made tractor ownership more accessible, whether to continue operating a small farm or simply to shine at a vintage machinery gathering. The Massey Harris pony remains a gentle reminder of an era when modesty was valued in agricultural machine design. The Massey Harris pony. Let's continue with a charming little workhorse, the Massey Harris pony, produced from 1947 to 1957. Under its hood generally purred a Continental four-cylinder engine of 62 cubic inches, generating about 10 horsepower, comparable to offerings from competitors like Farmall. The pony was designed for small-scale tasks, which is hardly surprising. It was perfect for situations with tight row crops, vegetable plots, and orchard work. Massey Harris had recognized that thousands of families didn't need enormous equipment to care for just a few acres. They therefore equipped the pony with a practical configuration, an easy-to-maintain engine, and a small footprint that allowed it to navigate easily in restricted spaces. Despite its small size, it could handle various tools, from simple moldboard plows to mowers and even planters. Culturally, the pony served a growing wave of small farmers, particularly after World War II, when more people in rural and semi-rural areas were looking to become more self-sufficient. It also appealed to market gardeners, looking for an economical way to mechanize their operations. The nostalgia surrounding the T70 and Panzers in general is profound. Restoration clubs have formed, where members exchange spare parts, painting tips, and old maintenance manuals. A bright blue Panzer T70 is often spotted at vintage tractor events. Its distinctive silhouette testifies to an era when American companies deliberately designed their products for maximum durability. The Panzer story illustrates local ingenuity, a small company making machines that, despite their modest size, won a national fan base. For this reason alone, the Panzer T70 remains a valuable element of American tractor history. The Panzer T70. In the late 50s and early 60s, Copar, which later became Pennsylvania Lawn Products, unveiled the Panzer small tractor range, with the T70 series standing out as the enthusiast's favorite. Initially manufactured in Virginia, then in Pennsylvania, Panzer tractors were immediately recognizable by their heavy steel frames and wide tires that offered stability far superior to most garden tractors. Typically powered by a 7 to 8 horsepower Briggs & Stratton or Tecumseh engine, the T70 operated by belt drive with a simple but robust transmission configuration whose reliability impressed. Owners could equip these machines with snow blades, cultivators, or even homemade accessories, confident that the thick steel and well-designed transmission could take the hits and keep running. For many small property owners, the T70 offered a perfect balance between affordability and sturdiness. Some even used it for small-scale farming tasks, particularly in areas where space was limited and terrain rough. The Panzer's low-slung design made it less likely to tip over on uneven ground, enhancing its appeal. The cultural impact of the G also came from its user-friendliness for beginning or aging farmers who needed a tractor they could work with comfortably without struggling with an imposing machine. The success of the G also paved the way for future specialized tractors designed for niche agricultural tasks. Enthusiasts continue to sing the praises of the Allis-Chalmers G today. Many have been restored, and some have even been converted to electricity by modern enthusiasts, a testament to the forward-thinking design of the original concept. It's a rare example of a machine that combines simplicity, efficiency, and adaptability in a compact format, making it a gem among the smallest American tractor productions. The Allis-Chalmers G. Production began in 1948 and ended in 1955. The Allis-Chalmers G fully deserves its place among the iconic small tractors of the 1950s. Unlike most tractors of its time, the G had its engine placed at the rear. This unusual design gave the operator a clear view of the road directly in front of him, making it particularly appreciated for vegetable cultivation and other specialized productions. Under its bodywork was a modest but efficient Continental N62 four-cylinder engine, producing about 10 horsepower. While 10 horsepower may seem negligible, the G was synonymous with precision. It excelled in delicate operations like weeding between rows of lettuce or carrots, where the slightest error could compromise a harvest. Despite its light weight of about 1,300 pounds, it had a robust chassis capable of supporting front-mounted tools like plows, seeders, and planters. Smaller and more maneuverable than standard row crop tractors, the G helped small farmers increase their productivity on narrow and complex terrain. Culturally, the Model L laid the groundwork for future John Deere lines aimed at small landowners. It extended the brand's appeal beyond intensive agriculture, foreshadowing an evolution towards suburban and hobby farm markets in the following decades. While larger John Deere tractors often attract all the attention, the Model L represents a foundation that would influence many compact tractor series to come. Collectors appreciate it for its pioneer status and mechanical simplicity, an eloquent testimony to how an unpretentious machine can catalyze significant change. The John Deere Model L, although it debuted before our usual period of interest, the 1950s to 1980s, the John Deere Model L remains a fundamental symbol in the history of compact tractors. Produced from 1937 to 1946, it was equipped with a horizontally opposed two-cylinder engine of about 77.6 cubic inches. Its drawbar power was around 10 horsepower, while its belt power reached nearly 14 horsepower. These figures may seem modest by current standards, but for the time, such power in such a compact chassis represented a remarkable feat. One of the qualities that distinguished the Model L was its exceptional versatility. John Deere understood that not all farmers wanted or needed massive tractors for row cropping. The Model L was perfectly adapted to small farms, orchards, and market gardens, performing tasks like light tillage, plowing, and pulling carts. Its compact design made it ideal for maneuvering in restricted spaces, a considerable advantage for small farms, particularly during pre- and post-war periods when agricultural land could be fragmented. Another considerable advantage was their adaptability. Accessories for snow blowing, cultivating, and mowing made the Suburban an all-season helper. Culturally, Wheelhorse captured a solid share of the emerging suburban market in the 60s. More middle-class families owned homes with quarter-acre lots or slightly larger properties, which exploded the demand for a reliable and manageable garden tractor. Wheelhorse's marketing exploited this sense of suburban pride. Photos of fathers mowing the lawn with a smile, with the family dog trotting alongside them. Despite the brand's later acquisition by Toro in 1986, many vintage Wheelhorse models, Suburban or others, still work remarkably well today. Collectors praise them for their durability and simple engineering. Visit a lawn and garden tractor show, and you'll almost certainly see a row of bright red Wheelhorse tractors. For many Americans, these little machines evoke memories of peaceful summer evenings, the smell of freshly cut grass, and a time when the greatest pleasure was taking a quick ride around the yard with the kids sitting up front. The Wheelhorse Suburban. When discussing early American garden tractors, Wheelhorse often comes to mind. Founded by Elmer Pond in the mid-1940s, this Indiana company produced some of the most sought-after riding tractors during the post-war boom. Among its various lines, the Suburban models of the late 50s and 60s helped define what garden equipment could truly be for suburban homeowners. These machines weren't simply glorified lawnmowers, but robust mini-belt-driven tractors capable of clearing snow, cultivating gardens, and pulling small trailers. The power of these Suburban models varied from about 4 to 8 horsepower, provided by engines from manufacturers like Kohler or Clinton. Their trademark was simplicity, a robust, no-frills design that owners could maintain without requiring specialized tools. Thanks to its accessible size, the Cub earned a reputation as the perfect tractor for beginners. It wasn't intimidating to handle, didn't break the family budget, and still managed to accomplish a variety of tasks, from mowing in orchards to raking leaves to pulling a small trailer. The Farmall Cub fully embodied its motto of simplifying farm life. Culturally, the Cub's longevity speaks volumes. It accompanied America through post-war agricultural transformations, suburban growth, urban expansion, and the evolution of hobby farming. Today, collectors, small property owners, and simple enthusiasts of vintage farm machinery hold the Farmall Cub in high esteem. Spotting a Cub at a tractor show invariably sparks warm anecdotes from people who remember driving it during their teenage years or seeing it parked in their grandfather's barn. Its place in the pantheon of small American tractors is virtually indisputable.